Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. Just here to put down a few cards for us for Halloween. So I'm going to be using the Trick or Tarot cards by Duck Soup Productions, and I'm not sure if I've put a walkthrough of these cards up on my channel. If I haven't, I'll try and do one before Halloween because they are just really, really fabulous cards. And now they're going all over the place. So we got a lot of energy going on here. So let's have a look and see what they want to tell us about this Halloween time. Let's pop them up the right way. Okay, so what we have here is three lovely cards. So the energy around Halloween for us as a collective. So this is going to show up for you in different ways. You know, it'll be different for everybody, but the overall theme of it will be similar. So the first card I've drawn is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a really interesting card because it's all about, I read it as being about stability. So it may be that you feel as if you need to be mindful of your stability at the moment and do what you can to kind of protect it. So we're not talking about doing anything too crazy, doing anything too rash. We're just talking about being slow and steady and almost like protect what you have. And I don't mean that in a really terrible, you're going to lose everything if you don't way. Just about being mindful of where you're at. So not overextending yourself, that kind of energy. Alternatively, the Four of Pentacles can be read as you already have this really stable, secure base, and now you can build on it. So it's interesting, and you have to do what feels right to you. You'll know how this applies to you. My view on this is I feel like we're looking at something stable that we can build on. And I'll say why. Because when I'm looking at the Mr. Pumpkin, I'm really drawn to the fact that he's smiling, and he's smiling. This is the one that I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the one that's going, oh God, or kind of being overly playful, or I'm looking at these happy pumpkins that are saying to me that we can build on something now. There's also something in what I'm being given here about your home being your castle. So quite often with the Four of Pentacles, it can be talking about that. It can be talking about our home and our feeling safe and feeling secure. Castles are all about that security, you know. Castles were built to protect the land. That's where the king was. He was protected. They had a moat around it and a forest with alligators in, and thorns and all of that stuff to keep anything they didn't want out. So, you know, the castle can come up for protection. That would be the kind of, we need to be mindful of what we've already got. Let's make sure we protect it. Or it can be talking about like your home is your castle. You're building something now. You're building this fantastic castle to live in. So you go with what feels right to you. Have a look, see which of the pumpkins you're drawn to, and then you'll feel the general theme. I'm drawn to the smiley ones. So I'm feeling as if the message is more about, you've done very well already. Let's build on this. So, you know, that's where I'm at with it. Then in the centre, we've got the Emperor. So the Emperor, lots to be said about the Emperor. The Emperor is Aries energy. So it's strong and it's powerful, and it tends to, you know, go off in its direction. It's very, I don't know, what almost like tunnel vision. I'm going where I want to go and just don't get in my way is Emperor energy, really. But I also feel it's really significant that the Emperor is also a 4. So we've got this 4 energy here and 4 energy here. It's about stability. The Emperor is very strong, very stable. Sometimes with the Emperor, it can come up in a reading about being rigid, determined, all of that stuff. So there's a lot of strength and determination about these two cards. So you might want to be around about this Halloween time being very focused on what you want to achieve. Don't let anyone get in your way, is what my guide is saying. So don't, and that's not in a nasty way, but don't let anybody else kind of pee on your fireworks, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Don't let that happen, because that's their stuff, again, not yours. So, you know, be the Emperor. We're going to build on something. This is strong. This is strong energy. We're moving forward. We're going where we want to go. We've got our direction. We are on our way. Our card that we've got in the outcome is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, for me, talks about being able to heal from anything that has held us back emotionally, in our mind. The Swords cards tend to be more about mind, what's in your mind and your worries and those sort of things. So rather than, and I know that in most traditional tarot decks, the Three of Swords is represented by these 3 swords going in the heart, and it's sort of can make you think of heartbreak and all of that kind of stuff. This, to me, though, is more about the swords being in your mind, the way you're thinking about something that's happening or has happened. This is usually past stuff. This is usually healing from past stuff. So I kind of feel like I want to be able to be more able to look at the past without it breaking my heart. So being able to look at it and being able to sort of think about it in a more, it sounds really cold, but it's almost like more a strategic way. So don't let your past hurts hold you back from making your plans and having a strategy. That's kind of what I want to say. It's interesting because although there is a heart here and the swords are in it, this is placed around her throat. And I just feel like this might be about you talking about the things that have maybe held you back or hurt you in some way. So it's about allowing yourself to speak up about that, speak your truth. So as we're moving forward, we're building on something here. So I feel very strongly that we are talking about a strong foundation and being really, really determined that we are moving forward. In order to do that, we might have to heal something, and that might require us to talk about it. And that's all good, you know, talking about your stuff is not a bad thing. So, you know, pick someone you trust, or seek out a professional that you can talk to. If you can't do that and you don't have someone you can trust, write a journal. You know, the swords are about communication. That doesn't have to be with another person. If you can't access someone to talk to, you don't have a good friend that you would trust with the thing that you need to get out, write it down. You can write it down and burn it. You can write it down and keep it in a journal. You can write it down and do whatever you want to do with it. And that may be different for everyone. You might want to keep it. You might want to write a letter to somebody that you're never going to send, which just expresses what you need to express. You don't have to actually send it anywhere. But this is about you processing the emotion and being able to think about it more clearly, and that will help you then to be able to move forward from that energy. So these are really cool cards. I really, really like the energy that we've got here. It is going to be there's going to be stuff there that maybe with this Three of Swords is painful to talk about or painful to deal with, but it kind of has to be dealt with, and we then can move forward. So it's a good positive energy. It's a little bit of work to be done, but it's good. It's good to do the work because it helps us in the end. And that Emperor sat there in the middle does sit there and say you can be really, really successful. You know, nobody messes about with an Emperor. He's the top dog. So, you know, you get to where you want to get to. I'm just going to pop down one of these Halloween Oracle cards as well to go with this and see what we have. Okie dokie, what's the Halloween Oracle going to give us? I love the backs of these cards. Okay, forgiveness. Who do we need to give? It's usually ourselves. Just saying. It's all about being able to just let go of the burden of carrying around this pain. And whoever that is, whether that's you, whether that's them, whether it's the world, you know, sometimes we get angry at the world, don't we? We feel like we've been oppressed, or we've been hurt, or we've been, things have happened to us that are not fair. It's likely because the world just isn't, is it? And also, you know, the environment that we're living in currently, there's a lot going on that is really sad. And just really, really very, very sad. So there can be an element of forgiveness in there. Now, forgiveness does not make what the other person or the world or whoever, it doesn't make them right. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't mean that what you're doing is saying, you know, well, it's all right to just abuse me. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is more about you deciding you're not going to carry it around with you and give them, the world, situations, whatever it is, the power. When we carry around a lot of hate and a lot of angst, a lot of anger and a lot of, you know, energy, it diminishes our power because it exhausts us. That's exhausting carrying that stuff around. But also, it gives them far too much power. And if someone has done you wrong, why would you choose to continue to give them power? Being able to just say, you know what, I'm just gonna let this go. It doesn't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean it was all right what they did. But it means you don't have to carry it around like a great big sack that's weighing you down. So I don't think forgiveness is easy, and I'm probably making it sound far more easy than it is, and trust me, I don't find it easy either. But I do appreciate that if you can, to a certain extent, let it go and not carry it around with you. That's a relief in the end. So there's a lot of energy in here to do with being able to let go of stuff. And we will have just had a full moon when this Halloween energy comes up. So there's probably a bit of releasing and stuff still to be done. But on the whole, I think this is a lovely reading. It's going to be a time where it's going to allow us to release, let go, forgive, so that we can be the emperor, so that we can move forward, and so that we can be in charge of our destiny. When we're carrying around the stuff, pain, angst, all that stuff, we can't really be the master of our own destiny because we're too blooming busy carrying around a load of stuff that we don't need to be carrying around. So we want to put it down. I've just been doing a meditation that Colette Baron Reid puts out. She's got an app with some really cool meditations on. If I can find it, I'll put a link in the thing below. And she does a whole big meditation about putting things that are holding you back and all past stuff into a big black sack and pushing it off the edge of a mountain. And I've been doing it every day for the last week. And I just feel it's really helpful. So even if you sort of don't feel like you're ready to forgive just yet, just doing that sort of meditation where you are visualizing letting it go, even if deep down inside you're really still angsty about it and you kind of, I don't really want to, just doing that subconsciously will help you. And she also says a really interesting thing, that if you can't be willing to do something, so in this case, I'm willing to forgive, if you don't feel like you're quite ready to say that yet, you can be willing to forgive. So you're willing to learn how to forgive, and then you'll be willing to forgive. Is that a bit garbled? So it's just taking one step back and just like might not be quite ready to forgive, but you're willing to be willing. So you're willing to try to learn how to forgive and how to let go and how to be free, because that's what we want in the end. We want to be free. We want to be free of anything that's holding us back so we can be the emperor. So hopefully that's made a little bit of sense. Fingers crossed. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a like, a subscribe and a share. All of that good stuff is really, really helpful. If you would like a reading from me, I'll put a link down below to my Etsy shop. There's loads of different readings on there that I do, and you're more than welcome to have a look at that. Thank you ever so much for watching, and have a wonderful Halloween, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.